Hello students, welcome back to the image compression module. So till now we have gone through different type of images which are there because depending on the type of images we try to implement the compression algorithm. And then we have gone through the different approaches, basic approaches which can be implemented to carry out the compression in the images. So image compression happens because you have redundancy in the image, redundancy in the pixel values when you put that image in the software, and it also happens because of limitations of human eye. I hope you remember that I always say, or this is a very important point, that human eye is more sensitive towards the brightness than the color component. So whenever we are doing a compression, we have to take care that we are not going to touch the brightness part more, because then it will affect the quality of that uh, original image or the decompressed image. So the very famous image compression algorithm is there, or now everybody knows this, is JPEG, that a Joint Photographic Experts Group, because on all our computers and all we try to save our image in the JPEG format. So what is a JPEG? It is a compression standard which was accepted as an international standard in 1992. So some people still say that it is a one kind of a compression algorithm, which was, people were trying to establish it as a standard from 1986. So finally in the 1992, it was accepted by ISO and International Electrotechnical Committee. So it was developed by Joint Photograph Group and of the ISO IEC. It is used for coding and the compression of color and grayscale images. Now for the color, when I say the color images, I assume that it is a continuous tone image. Okay, so whatever photographs you take, everything, so you have observed that it is a continuous color in some of the region. JPEG compression will not work properly or not up to the standard in the bi-level images. So you if you can just see implement that and see. So we say that for most of the color images we go for a JPEG. Why JPEG is so famous, or why JPEG is, it was accepted as a standard? Because it gives a very good compression, that is nothing into the range of 10:1. So originally whatever image you were having, if it requires 10 bits of data, or the data is in the format of 10 bits, when you do perform a JPEG compression on it, or when you run a JPEG algorithm on it, you require only 1 bit to store. So you can imagine the amount of compression it is achieving. One more thing which we have to remember, JPEG is a lossy compression. So the moment I say lossy compression, I hope everybody knows now that when in the process of compression, whatever data is lost, that cannot be recovered back. So JPEG you have lossless also, which gives a very less compression factor, but it is not that it doesn't have a lossless mode. It does have lossless mode, but normally whenever JPEG is referred, it is referred as a lossy mode. Based on the DCT, if you remember in the last lecture, I have told most of the image compression algorithms will implement the transform method. Why do we go for a transform? Because we have said that it is a human eye limitation, that the eye cannot detect the brightness, but sorry, eye is more sensitive towards the change in the brightness than the color component. So we require a mathematical function or a procedure which will convert our color image, or which will convert our RGB image into YCBCR, where Y represent your luminance component and CBCR represent your color component. So then you are going to keep your Y component as it is, and you are going to play with CBCR. So this achieves, I mean, this is achieved basically with any kind of a mathematical transform, and we go for a discrete Fourier transform, DCT. We will be studying the DCT and all these steps in detail again. JPEG is one more. It is more, popular because one more because of these things also. It is a image compression technique independent of. That means JPEG input, JPEG compression algorithm can accept input in any format. For example, image resolution. Whatever kind of a image you are giving it as an input, whatever is the resolution, it doesn't matter. It is independent of image and pixel aspect ratio. It is independent of color system, and it is independent of image complexity. So whatever complex image is there, and when I try to save it on the PC, and if I select it as a save as a JPEG, then my computer doesn't give me a reply saying that no, this cannot be saved as a JPEG, it is more complex, or the colors are not known, or the aspect ratio is not proper, the resolution is not proper. So the software doesn't give you reply like this. So it will accept whatever input you are giving it to the JPEG. JPEG is, we always say that it is for images. We have never talked about a video. So in case of video which works with the JPEG, or which takes help of JPEG, is called as a MJPEG or a motion JPEG, which is there. Now JPEG is effective because of the following three observation, or following observation I should say, because I can see I have put only two here. Image data usually changes slowly across an image, especially within 8 by 8 block. Now what do you mean by 8 block? 8 block, therefore image contain much reading. So whenever I'm going to read an image, I'm going to perform any of the function with the first block. So first I'm going to divide this entire image into a block of 8 by 8 pixel. So I will work, or whatever functions I'm going to carry out, I will work on this first block. Okay, then again I will divide it into one more block, which is will be again nothing but a 8 by 8. Why? Because we say that image data will slowly change from 8 by 8. So you will have much redundancy present in these blocks. You will have much redundancy present in this block rather than at this particular pixel and this particular pixel. So I would like to divide it into 8 by 8 block. So if there is a redundancy, I know the compression can be carried out very easily. Experiments indicate that the human eye are not sensitive to high frequency data. So when we try to plot any image, when we try to plot it in the frequency domain, which is done with the transform, we observe that we can play with the high frequency data because we are not sensitive towards the high frequency data, and we can take help of transform coding to remove such kind of a data. So JPEG is also effective because I think that must be the third reason which I have not written here, or I have it is because of YCBCR, because we are not sensitive towards this CBCR component and we are more bothered about Y component. So this JPEG is effective because of these three reasons. Now what are the goals of JPEG? Whenever the JPEG was developed, the compression algorithm, and people said that it can work as a standard, what are the main goals were there? So the first is high compression ratio, because we are using it as a compression algorithm, but it should not affect the quality. So especially in a case where image quality is just as very good to excellent, because the moment we see any of the photograph, if it is clicked by our mobile or something, people like to comment on it that it's a very good photograph, as look at the quality, because we feel that we are very expert in judging those qualities. So compression should be such that it should give you a high factor of compression, but not at the cost of quality. The use of many parameters, allowing the knowledgeable users to experiment and achieve the desired compression quality trade-off. For example, now as I told you in the first lecture also, compression is not a very very high level technical word. Anybody understand that compression is we are trying to reduce the data. So if you have certain knowledge about more details of compression, the user can experiment with the different factor, how many, what compression factor should be kept, what can be noise which we can eliminate, what kind of a distortion can be allowed. So the JPEG gives you a flexibility in achieving that compression. Obtaining good results with any kind of a continuous tone image, that I already told, it works very fine with the continuous tone image. So regardless of image dimension, color specification, pixel aspect ratio and other image features. Sophisticated but not too complex compression method, allowing software and hardware implementation on many platforms. Yes, that is the biggest advantage of a JPEG. Whatever operating system you are using, whatever software you are using, whatever device you are using, to save your image or something, JPEG will work anywhere. So JPEG, it has different modes of operation in which it works. The first is a sequential. then you have progressive, then you have hierarchical, and then you have lossless. Now what do you mean by sequential mode here? So you must have seen this kind of images many times. Okay, in the sequential images, what will happen? The image will be scanned from left to right and top to bottom. So it will take certain time you get the final picture. So this is nothing but a sequential compression, that you will start from the top, and you will start from the left, then you will go right. So it is it's kind of a scanning which you do. So the compression will happen in this manner. Then you have a progressive compression. I think most of our WhatsApp images go for this, because no, it gives you a blocky structure. If you see here, you can see many blocks. Okay, because the compression has been happened with 8 by 8 blocks, so you can easily make out here. So one thing is there, suppose if I know that this is a cat, I can make out by this level. I can stop the compression there, that I don't want to see. So that is your progressive compression. And if you want more details again, then you can zoom out. So many of the images, if you see on your computer or in your mobile, when you try to zoom out, finally you start looking at a square box. The image is full of square box, because it is, the JPEG works with 8 by 8. So it will have a blocky structure if you zoom it after a certain level. Then you have a lossless mode also. Your other three modes, like sequential and progressive, it's a lossy mode. Okay, so lossless mode is I try to save as much as possible, and probably I will achieve only a 0.5% compression, or only very minor compression can achieve. But if you see the quality here, when I have 80% lossy compression, then only I'm able to see a blocky structure here. Otherwise 50% lossy compression works fine with me. But yes, you should remember that we do have lossless JPEG as well. So you can see the size here, which makes a lot of difference. Your original JPEG is your 824 KB lossy compression, and then you have 80% lossy compression by the amount of size which is there. Then you have hierarchical compression, which initially only I can see this detail, but the moment I go on zooming it, it will go on giving me the details. That is your hierarchical compression. So these are the modes of JPEG compression in which it works. So I hope everybody is now familiar with the word JPEG, and you know what are the different goals of it, why it is more popular, and then why it is effective also, or why we can carry out the JPEG compression. So I hope all these things are clear with you. So in the next video lecture, we will start with the steps to implement JPEG and block diagram of JPEG compression. Thank you.